Good afternoon. Who already heard the expression that every Jewish person is takes,
que os judeus pegaram de serem muquiranas? Alguém sabe?
who heard about this fame that Jewish people withhold their money? Do you know why? It is a very simple explanation. They know the importance of saving money. And they have this fame because to save money, they can't spend it.
Associando as pessoas que não gostam de gastar muito dinheiro a pejorativamente chamar de judeus.
People end up associating all of this, and the Jewish people have this fame of not spending money. But where does this come from? In the Bible, if you look at the beautiful story of Joseph in the Bible, you'll find a verse. I'm even going to put it here for you. In Genesis 41, Joseph tells Pharaoh about the importance of saving. And this is the foundation that all of us need to learn, all of us Christians need to learn. It is very important for you to have success and financial health. So you need to keep this principle. And this principle is not just for us, but for everything. For our companies, for our country. And you can see that, unfortunately, because Brazil didn't practice this, the government said that the deficit in the next year will be around 140 billion reais. These are bad numbers, and you can see that it is very prudent for us to save money. And we will see in this talk that the Bible not only teaches us to save money, but he also tells us why it is important to save money. What are the benefits we have by saving money? And I want to tell you that the first reason, which is very important, was also a teaching during Joseph's time in the Bible, in Egypt, is that we save money because we need a reserve. In Egypt, Joseph was used by God to talk to Pharaoh, but not just to Pharaoh, but to all of us, is that in the near future, we may be going through difficult situations, difficult times. Just for you to have an idea, the country itself, our country, this is a cover of the Economist magazine. The photo on the left is a photo that was made in 2009. Brazil is a power. At that time, the economy was going very well. And unfortunately, in 2013, the same magazine showed Christ the Redeemer, who was taking off before, now was falling. representing the Brazilian economy. And this is in a 4-year period. So what we need to learn in this is that tomorrow, nobody knows about tomorrow. We may be blessed by the Lord and have our jobs secure and protected, but it is very important for you not to take risks. We need to understand that the economy is a cycle, and in our businesses, in our work, we will have difficult times, and we need to be prepared. Another reason of why we should save money is also in the Bible. It is so that we may help other people. There is a verse in Deuteronomy 15. God tells us for us not to harden our heart, nor close our hands for those who need help. How can we help others if we don't have money in our account? So it is also important for us to reinforce this matter of saving so that we may have money to help others. This is something we can extract from the Bible also. Now there is a third reason that I think it is a very interesting reason. It's this expression that says money produces money. Did you ever hear this expression? In Egypt, going back to Pharaoh's time, I believe that the Jewish people were not just slaves. Jewish always dominated commerce, and they always dealt with money. Of course, Pharaoh was the owner of everything, but in the day by day, who would dominate all of that was the Jewish people. And they learned that money can be used to gain more results. So just for you to understand what I'm talking about, a businessman usually buys something for amount of X, and he always sells it for something more expensive, for something at a higher price. And we call this difference as profit. Now, when a bank gives loans, and after he receives the money back, he receives more. And this difference is called interest. So for the bank, his profit is the interest. And this is something that may be obvious for you, or maybe some of you never heard about it, but the Jewish people understood this, and I believe that it is also a revelation from the Lord, that it is very important for you to understand these rules. In Deuteronomy 15, there is also a part that says, for the Lord your God will bless you. You will lend to others, but they will not. But you shall not borrow. This is a very important foundation in financial administration, is that you need to learn how to apply these principles in your personal finances. You need to save, we need to accumulate, and we need to make money work for us. I'm not telling you to become bankers or to have a career in this. No, I'm just telling you this to practice the moment you have money in your bank, call your manager and make an investment. You will be exercising this matter of multiplying. And it's also important to say that in Brazil, money is a very rare. So that means that who has money can invest and gain much more money. Now imagine you in an opposite situation. Imagine that you owe the bank, that you owe your credit card, knowing that interest here in Brazil is huge because money is rare. So the reason that interest in Brazil are so high is because there's a short supply. So an important teaching that we want to show you is that to save money is truly that you have money to invest and you won't have to pay interest. I personally learned this lesson in a very hard way. Throughout all my youth, my teenage years, I saw the difficulty my dad had administrating his company, his factory. He had a business where the financial cycle was very long. That means he had to pay the suppliers way before he would receive from his customers. And he always had a great desire of selling, but he wouldn't have money to cover some days of the week because he would have this debt and he hadn't received money from the customers yet. In financial terms, that is. So how could he cover these gaps in the banks? So throughout my teenage years, I would always see him going after banks, trying to cover these gaps, these debts that he had with banks. And unfortunately, the sales of the products weren't enough to cover the interests for the banks. So in the end, he ended up with lots of debts. And this was very sad, very painful. It was a painful lesson, but I wanted to bring you this lesson today. There are many reasons, I am sure, that you from now on will start to save money, right? No? We also know, brothers, that there are many factors that make us not be able to save money. I believe that the main reason that you need to be careful with was spoken today. We need to withhold our impulses. I don't know how many of you saw a video in the last conference of children of 4 years of age at the marshmallow test. Do you remember this? They would put children of 4 years of age and they would say, we're going to leave the room, and if you don't eat this marshmallow in front of you, if you don't eat it, you'll get another one after, but you can't eat it. Then they would leave the kid there, and the kid would keep looking at the marshmallow, trying to hold themselves not to eat it. Some were able, some weren't. It was very funny, this video, because each one would do crazy things. But this test was very important for us because it shows us that how much we are able to withhold our impulses. And when you can control your impulses, you may have a greater reward than just satisfying your impulses. So this is very important
na nossa na vida na administração financeira.
in our
Bom, para
financial
concluir, pessoal,
administration.
vocês
To
viram hoje
finish,
que
you
mais
saw
importante
today
do que o
that the
dinheiro que a
most
gente ganha
that even
é
more
o dinheiro
important
que a
than the
gente
money
poupa.
you gain
né?
is the money you
Poupando,
save.
a gente vai poder juntar
To save,
dinheiro
you'll
para poder
be able
ajudar
to
as pessoas,
join money
né,
to
para criar a
help
nossa
others,
independência financeira.
to have
E quem sabe dia aí
independence
consagrar as nossas
in your
vidas diante do
finances,
Senhor, não ter
and
essa preocupação de ter o
you won't
sustento.
be worried about
Que o Senhor possa
your
nos dar sabedoria, pessoal,
survival so
para
much.
lidar com dinheiro,
May the Lord give us this
força para controlar os
wisdom
nossos
to
impulsos
control our
e ter
finances,
paz
our
também nos
money,
momentos
to
de
withhold
aflição.
our
Para
impulses,
encerrar,
and
eu
to
queria
have
ler
peace.
para vocês
To finish,
Isaías
I would like to read
9:6.
you
Porque
Isaiah
um menino nos
9:6.
nasceu, filho se nos deu, o governo está sobre ele, os seus ombros, e o seu nome será Maravilhoso Conselheiro, Deus Forte, Pai da Eternidade.
For
Príncipe
unto
da
us a
Paz.
child is born,
Obrigado, pessoal.
unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.